Okay, my fellow Americans, I need you to listen very carefully what I'm about to say. Now, I'm going to let you know, this is an extremely important video. So it may be 1 minute, it may be 101 minutes. But whatever it is, I need you to listen to every word. I need you to like this video. I need you to subscribe to my channel. I need you to give a comment. I need you to call me at 412-559-2731 and unblock your number. Make it, not private. I need you to share this video with every single person that you can. I want you to find a way to download it. Get it onto a thumb drive, a flash drive, jump drive, whatever else you want to call it. An external drive, a DVD player. I mean, a DVD and then a DVD player. I want you to tape this video and spread it around the entire United States. I want you to bring it into your organizations, your clubs, your groups. And I want you to bring it into your churches, your synagogues, everywhere. I want this, not only to go viral online, but more importantly, offline. And there's a reason for it. No, I'm not trying to benefit from your hard work. I'm actually trying to save you, me, and the United States of America. I'm also trying to do, will do, stopping crimes. Crimes of our lives, really. Taking away our votes, taking away our properties, taking away our rights, taking away our money, taking away our families. So I'm going to talk to you and speak with you. Not talk at you, but with you. And I would really like you to put me in every church that you could. Everywhere. I don't care what it is. Boys and Girls Club. And I want to speak to the 5-year-old child, if they are willing to listen. This is important to them too. This is their future. Or risk of not having one. And I know this is deep, and I know that most parents aren't going to want their children to hear this. But in all honesty, if you want your child to grow up at all, these words I speak need to go everywhere. And it's not because of an ego trip. As a matter of fact, let me share with you something else. There is a video here on Facebook that I've been watching. It's by a man named Greg, Palast. I think it's Palast. He's a journalist, and what he's uncovering is truly scary. So you're probably thinking, man, you already took like 20 minutes of my time. Yes, I have. And for that, I apologize. But I need you to hear this. I want you to know who I am, what I am, and why this is so important. First of all, what you see is not what you think you see. I'm not saying that in a condescending way. Most people look at me and they think I am a white, Caucasian American. But actually, I'm more Mediterranean. You see, my ancestors came from a country called Sicily. And some of my ancestors came from another area of Italy. Ironically, the Sicilians and the Italians don't the Italians don't really call Sicilians Italian, although officially they are. But there is something you need to know. We have been called the N-word turned inside out. Now, this is not about racism from me, but it is about racism against so many people. But what is this video about? Why should you spread it around the entire United States? It's about a million things. Right now, specifically, it's about the Voting Rights Act and how the billionaires in America, and principally the Republicans, it's not partisan if it's true, have stolen the vote, suppressed principally the votes of blacks, the poor, Asians, and guess what? Middle Eastern people too. Pretty much if you ain't white, you have about a 75 to 80% chance, if not more, that you're not going to, number one, you're not going to be allowed to vote. Or if you are, you're going to have your votes thrown out, stolen, or disqualified. A whole bunch of other criminal actions. Now my prediction is that the blacks, the Hispanics, and the Asians, with the way we see what's going on in the Republican-controlled Congress in the United States, and so many Republican-controlled Congresses throughout the United States, or legislators, and of course, with Trump, I think we're going to end up losing the rights of blacks to vote at all, the rights of Mexicans or Latinos and Asians. And there's a viable reason for that. Because the demographics are changing. And no longer is the majority the white voter, the uneducated white woman, the uneducated white man, mainly men, or the educated white man, or the educated white woman. And because of that, or the rich, and because of the demographics, now they're stealing the election. We know that they hacked it. We know the Russians had something to do with it. There's voter intimidation. There's voter suppression, broken machines in highly African-American voting places, or where there's extreme poor. So here's the good news. I told you everything you already know. And that if you're black, or Latino, or Asian, you may literally be wasting your time voting. But you're not wasting your time. And I'll tell you why. It's about almost 5 a.m. and I haven't had much sleep. Yeah, that's why my eyes are messed up. And I've been having a lot of pain. Why do I want you to put, yes, even with the bad background, the embarrassing, dirty house, I have an extremely bad back, or this wouldn't be dirty. And the fact that I am financially, right at this very second, without the income. I want the United States of America, everybody, to see this. And I'll tell you why. First of all, I'm about to change my finances because that's another video, but I came into some miraculous, God-centered, Jesus Christ, or whatever God you believe in. I believe in Jesus Christ. Jesus-centered blessing. So what's this video about? And why should you send it to everybody that's breathing, that you know? It's about the fact that when that day comes that you can't vote, that when Jim Crow looks innocent compared to what we have, that when the day starts coming that most of our illegal or legal immigrants are being sent back, and all these horrendous things that are very possible, I want you to know, let them take our votes away. Yours and mine. Because I'm poor right now. Till I become rich, I have a chance to have my votes thrown away. I bet you they have been thrown away lots of times. Or manipulated. But hey, this is where we can sing glory hallelujah. And for the record, I love Pentecostal and very high energy, any denomination, but Pentecostal and Baptist type of music the most. That's my favorite type of church to go to. So I like glory hallelujah, and I like soon and very soon. But here's the thing. We cannot let Martin Luther King's dream or the voter rights act completely disappear. We have to fight for it legally, peacefully, ethically. And we need to fight for it financially. And therein lies the blessing. We have more power than all the billionaires of the planet combined. But we've never used it for the most part. There's not one person in this country that doesn't have at least as much power, really 10 times more, than any president, than any billionaire. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's impossible. But it's appropriate that you would be in church. Because your pastor, I'm going to ask your ministers, your pastors, your reverends, your rabbis, whatever, to preach and teach. And maybe, just maybe, somebody will actually share this with your congregation. But let me explain something to you very soon. I think that our country is headed down the most terrifying time in the history of our 240-year history. I believe we're going to be worse than Germany and Russia combined. But I don't want you to be afraid. In fact, I want you to rejoice. We have a way to stop it. And you are the way. Yeah, you. You know, I've been speaking, and some of you may have seen me on YouTube or Facebook, about this battle plan to beat Trump. Well, it's really a battle plan to beat any politician or corporation. And I don't care what they have, a D or a C or an R, I don't care. They need us more than we need them. In fact, the reason why they're stealing your votes and trying to stop you from voting is because they know the power you have. But you have a lot more power than just voting. So let me get to it. And the reason why I built up to this, you're going to understand it in the long run. Well, not that you don't, but I built you up to get you the suspense, to get you to the point where, hopefully, you'll be able to play a great song. My favorite one of my all-time Christian songs is Amazing Grace. And I think you'll be able to play that after this. And please let me know if you do shoot that. I have a blooper. I'm leaving that in there. I'm a real person. I'm a genuine person. Let me know if you share this. My phone number is 412-559-2731. Now, the fact of the matter is, if you don't block your number, and if you don't make it private, we will talk. It may take me a while because I might sleep at some point. Okay, here's the deal. No more delays. If you will take $50 out of your weekly budget, now this is going to hurt. There's going to be some suffering, but it's good suffering, not bad. I want the children, the youngest of the youngest, to get allowance to also participate in this, because it's going to be a revolution, a legal one, an ethical one, a peaceful one. But it's going to be a financial one that is going to change the very nature of this country, and this time for good. What I want you to do is not spend your money online or in any store in America after you get to a certain limit. Let's say that your budget, your monthly budget, or your weekly budget, let's hypothetically say it's $250. Starting this week, your very next pay period, and for at least the next year or two. I want every member of your church, your synagogue, your temple, your shrine, wherever you are, whoever you are, of any pigmentation, and everyone in between. But I speak mainly now to the Native Americans, the African Americans, the Native Americans, the Asians, and the Hispanics, and also the poor of all nationalities and pigmentations. But I want you to take $50 and reduce it every week. I want you to literally put it in a lockbox or a safe, or hide it somewhere in your house, or if you own a business. Do not put it in credit unions. Do not put it in the banks. Do not even put it in safety deposit box. Literally keep it at home. or somewhere safe. The reason is we have to take hundreds of millions of dollars out of the economy. Now, is it going to hurt us? Yes. May we lose our jobs? It's a possibility. Will other companies close down? Yes. If the Republicans and the corporations and Trump won't yield. But here is the power of what we are doing. And I believe this to be God-centered. I believe that this idea could not have come to me just through me thinking of it. Now, I'm not saying that God speaks to me, but I believe he does in some way. I believe in Jesus Christ. I bet my life on Jesus any minute, any day. But here's the profound power of what this will do. It will cause our economy to be in extreme pain. Possibly, really, it could get to be almost as bad as the recession of 2008. But the glorifying part of it is, it will get so bad so quickly that the Republicans will have to yield. Sorry, I apologize. The Republicans will have to yield, and Trump will have to yield. Because if we take $50 a week, if we only have 1 million people, that's $50 million every week being out of the economy. In 1 month, that is $200 million. I'm not Mr. Math Man, but that comes out to about $1 billion or more dollars. No, $2 or $3 billion in a year or so. I forget what it is. It's a lot. It might be 24 billion. I don't know exactly what it is. No, wait a minute. It would be 200 million a month. So it would be 1 billion every 5 months. So we're looking at $2.4 billion. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, and frankly, it really isn't a lot for our economy. But imagine if you do what I ask you to do, and it starts spreading through every church, every organization, every club, and it becomes a rallying cry. Just imagine. Imagine if it's 10 million people a week. What if it's 50 million? What if people that are not even poor start doing this? What if it becomes the in thing to do? Kind of like a Facebook kind of a thing, or YouTube. All that money coming out of the economy? Here's the reason why I say we can sing Amazing Grace, Glory, Hallelujah, or Soon and Very Soon. I'll tell you why. If we do this, we stay united, what's going to happen is they are going to need us to spend money, to circulate money, to keep this economy going. So everybody that has used us, abused us, enslaved a lot of people, murdered people, every one of them, to the man, to the woman, will have to stand down. You see, you are a member in the church. You believe in a God, regardless what your pigmentation or religion is, or denomination. You believe in a God. I believe in a God. But their God is their money. So the Koch brothers and all these other people, they have been stealing elections, frankly allowing people to die, threatening to end or reduce Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, and Obamacare, which, by the way, I have a personal stake in this because I fought very, very hard to assist the President of the United States to get it. And they may repeal it, but they will not get away with it. Not really. But let me tell you the great news. We do this. We can demand whatever we want. We can put the shoe, to use a term or a phrase, on the other foot. You see my friends around the globe, and here at home, you in that church, that wonderful church, you're praising God. Because God should be praised. Well, this is going to be stronger than our marches. This is going to be stronger. You know what? I don't want to disrespect the marches. Let me rephrase that, because no, those marches are historic. Those marches are profound, and I appreciate what went on in the 60s and what recently has been going on. But the problem with those marches is those in power are ignoring them. Now, I have another battle plan component that can actually make this go a little bit faster, but I'm not sharing that in this video simply because it doesn't need to be shared. And besides, it's a lot harder than what I'm asking you to do. I'm simply asking every man, woman, and child in America, regardless of your finances or your skin color or lack thereof, take $50 a week out of the economy. Now, if you are an extremely poor person, take $2 out. Take $1 out. But don't ever spend it again for at least 365 days. What's going to actually happen, and mark my words on this, Trump would be called, and so would Pence, and every Republican, matter of fact, every Democrat, they would be called by the industries of everything. Because when we are not spending that extra $50, that means not on entertainment, that means not on food, not on fuel for the gas, not even to get the bus to get to work, not on anything. Think of it as in the 60s, during the Civil Rights Movement, there was a great bus boycott. Yeah, think of this as one of those things. And what we will do is we will restore not only all of the rights of the voter ID, not the voter ID, that needs to go, but the Voter Rights Act. We will be able to overturn and make sure the Supreme Court overturns Citizens United. Now, we don't need to get into the particulars of all this, but what it really means is, for the first time in America, in history, every American will have an equal chance in the race of life, which, by the way, Abraham Lincoln said. And you're probably thinking, well, how could just $50 by every American do all that? And it comes down to you believe in God. I believe in God. But the Republicans, most of them, and a lot of Democrats, their God is their money. Put it another way, their money is God. So if money be their God, we shall take away their money. Now, that doesn't mean that if you have a $250 budget, I'm not asking you to not take care of your family. I want you to take care of your family, because your family is my family and my family is yours. And I don't care about the way any of us look. I love you. In a larger sense, I love you. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I don't care about this. I don't care about my look. I don't care about the fact I'm missing teeth and I have a bald head. I really don't. I don't care that I'm dead tired. You know, I'll share this little sidebar with you. I finally learned what that phrase or song meant. I'm exhausted, but I'm no ways tired. I know what that means now, because that's me right now. Now let me say this. We do this. We stay united. You share this long 25-hour video. Your ministers, your pastors, and whatever. Get in touch with me. I'd be glad to do a video presentation for your particular church. Yes, for free. I'm not a con man. Church, synagogue, I don't care. And if I could, or you can get me there somehow, because right now I don't have the money that I would love to have. It's going to come. It's going to come for you too, by the way. Let's just say I have a feeling. And there's more than that, but that's another video. Look, here's the deal. We can overpower legally, peacefully, ethically, and financially. we can literally have a revolution in this nation. Now, I hope that we will continue to do the petitions. And I would love to see people marching on Wall Street and DC in the middle of the week during business hours. I guarantee you, Wall Street, if they can't function a couple of days, overnight things will change. Now, the only bad part about that is Trump would probably declare martial law. And every march would be illegal and shot on sight or some crazy, scary thing like that. That's why the $50 hits them right in the face. Now, I'm sorry for saying that in church, but it legally, peacefully, ethically, and financially, it enacts justice. Consider it maybe a gift from God. Where did I come up with it? I swear it just came out of nowhere. Now, I know that $50 doesn't sound like a lot. But if you're putting away $200 every week for a whole year and you're not touching it, that's $2,400. Times at least 1 million people. Maybe 50 or 100 million. Trust me, they will change their ways. And it won't even be that long. Sorry for a minute. Let me make it practical. Imagine 1 million people reducing their grocery bills, or wherever they go. Maybe they go to a big box store. Every week, 1 million people reducing their money up there, or wherever it is, or not buying as much gas. Yeah, it's going to hurt. But let me warn you with something. If we don't do these things, if nobody puts us in the churches because they think I just want to get my own payday, that's not it, trust me. If we don't do what I'm asking, and hopefully there's other people like me doing similar things, I'm sure there is. If we don't do these types of things, the Voting Rights Act could end up being gone. And no matter whether it's there or not, they're just going to steal our elections consistently. Because the fact of the matter is, if you're not white, you ain't right. If you're poor, you ain't right. Whether you're white or not. And I hate to burst people's bubble. A lot of people voted for the Republicans and Donald Trump based on religious and moral beliefs. And I understand that. But they're counting on that. That is why they divide us. That is why they bring up things like the abortion issue, because they know a large number of people won't vote for the Democrats because the fact they believe in a right, the woman has a right to choose. Okay, let's not even get into that. But my point is this. Or they bring up the homosexuality. Let's not get into that either. Sorry about that. The point is, they know how to stop us. And let me tell you, look around you. Many poor people now are getting 10 times more poor. There are more hungry and homeless people in America than almost any time in human history. Now, a lot of people will say, well, Obama didn't do great and what have you. Honestly, there's a lot of things he could have done better. But let me remind everybody, he had a Republican Congress for most of his term that refused everything. They even, in my opinion, broke the law and deliberately did not confirm his Supreme Court nomination. Once again, the Koch brothers and the rich billionaires bought off members of the Republican Party and probably Democratic Party. But here's why this plan is the plan. I'm not saying it's the only one. Your ministers can come up with a financial plan similar, maybe. I don't care how it's done. I just ask that you would remember my name and give me some kind of a credit some way. Just because, I'll share this with you. I've done a lot of things in my life, helped a lot of people. And a lot of people took credit for what I've done. And the only reason why I want you to at least acknowledge me in some way is it hurts to have things stolen from you. And you know that. You've had stuff stolen from you. It hurts. But in a larger sense, I don't care if you use my name or not. You want to claim it as your own, go right ahead. Just do the plan. Because I'm going to tell you something that I don't really want to share with you, but I will. If we do not do this, or something similar, that's legal, ethical, peaceful, and financial, by the time a lot of these children in these churches and synagogues and, temples or wherever you are, they may not even have anything. Because the truth is, the men and women doing these actions are evil. And they don't care if you live or die. In fact, our nation as a whole, in the financial sector, we're not called Americans. We're not called citizens. Take a good look at the periodicals or the stock market or any kind of news reports like that. They call us consumers. They say the consumer index, consumer spending. And that's where I came up with the idea of how can we really defeat the richest people on earth? How can we take back our power or take it in a way that we've never claimed it before? Now, in the 1960s, that boycott of the buses, it took it back. Not to the degree that we're going to do now. But they took it back. And what did we get in America in return? The Voting Rights Act and civil rights. You see, we have the power. You right there have it. That's why I say we can sing Glory Hallelujah and mean it. We can sing Amazing Grace. That's my favorite. I really love Amazing Grace. I also like a song, I don't know if they sing it anymore, but it's called Onward Christian Soldiers. I know, and look, I love people of every pigmentation, but I do like that song. And I also like Standing in the Need of Prayer. So sing any of those, or every one. But let me leave you with this. If every man, woman, and child pitches in by taking out of the economy $50 or more, or some like a little kid, maybe $2 or whatever, yeah, it's going to be hard. But if we do this, not only do we reclaim our nation, but I'll tell you some of the side effects. We will have reduced poverty throughout the entire United States, reduced hunger, and reduced homelessness. Veterans will finally not be homeless. Citizens. There are literally thousands of things that will change, and including your income for the better. How do I know? Because it's what I said before. Their money is their God. The Koch brothers, anybody, I'm sorry, I got a problem there. I don't care who it is. I don't care what side they claim to be on. What are the illegal actions they're doing every day? They need you. Think of it this way. The stock market doesn't even exist without the American worker. That's right. And we need to take back our power. So if they want to take the votes of the African American, the poor American, the Native American, the Latino, the Asian, or whatever, they can take our votes, but at a high cost. See, we're going to win this war. But we're going to do it legally. We're going to do it calmly. We're going to do it peacefully. But most of all, we're going to do it financially. And I promise you, we will see results. I ask you once more to share this. I know it's long. I know the aesthetics are bad, and I had a couple of times when I had to scratch my eye, and I apologize for that. But I also want you to know I'm a real person. I could easily edit those out, but I won't. I will not ask you to bring me into your houses of worship and be a wolf in sheep's clothing. I will not be that evil person. Now, some of you have no idea who I am, or why should you even think about listening? You're not listening for me. You're listening for yourself. I'm listening for me. If we do these things, we save each other. You see, you're my family too. I may not know you, you may not know me, but trust me, it hurts me. And for the record, I have a son that's African American. Every time he's out there, I have to worry, is he going to get arrested just because he's black? Or is a person that's Latino going to be thrown out of America now because of this poor excuse for a human being? Well, guess what? They may be able to steal our elections, but they can't stop us. They can't even get close, because we can quit going to the restaurants, the gas stations, wherever, or reduce it. And what if we reduce our entertainment? Maybe we cut back on our cable bills or our satellites. Maybe we find alternative means. Whatever it takes. So I am calling on every military veteran, descendant, active duty, reservist, or National Guard, every minister, every pastor, every priest, every reverend, every imam, every rabbi in America. Everyone that ever cared about America. And I don't care which way you vote. I'm even speaking to, even though I have been saying bad things about the Republican Party, I'm not saying it about the people who vote Republican. We've been lied to for a number of years. And the Democrats were just as bad back in the day. So how about we do something really radical, legal, peaceful, ethical, and financial? Why don't we put every politician throughout the United States, and even some of you that may be in the church, yes, politicians in the church, we're going to start holding you accountable. No more lies. No more promises. No more getting our votes and forgetting who we are. No more allowing slums. I don't even like to hear that word. What was once called that to exist. Not demolishing them. Rebuilding it. Bringing back hope. You know, it's a great man, Reverend Jesse Jackson. I like what he said. Keep hope alive. So anybody ever hears this, I don't care who you are, what you are. Especially you politicians. You need to actually man up or woman up. Take a look around, congregation. If there's a politician in your congregation, take a good look at her or him. Start asking questions. Is there crime here? Why aren't the police arresting people? Why is it that when there's a murder in any place in America, that the people aren't getting caught? And why is it that when there's a white person murdered, coincidentally, 9 times out of 10, the person's not only brought to justice, but many times put on death row? Just doesn't seem right, does it, America? Yeah. People think that I'm white, but even if I was the most whitest Caucasian, I'm also the man who has the TV show called Humanity Matters Live. I love everybody. I don't love bad actions. And if you do something wrong, I'm going to let you know. Just as I expect to be known when I do something wrong. So I'm going to shut this down. I know I've taken a lot of your time. But I'm scared for a lot of people. Including me. Because we don't know what's going to happen in this nation. We do know one thing. We have the power to change it. We start withholding our money, and you will see a transformation, the likes that this country has never seen. And one thing I love about it is African Americans have been, I'm going to speak specifically to the African American population for a minute, and I hope that you are not offended if you happen to be. Look, I have an African American son. There's a commercial called, I think it's on truth.com. They talk about how the tobacco companies target lower income neighborhoods, principally black. I don't even like the word minority, but black neighborhoods. Why do you think that is? I'll tell you why. They don't care about us or you. And they know that the poor people have a higher percentage of smoking. Poor people, by the way, have all pigmentations. And often we see a lot of these billboards for drinking in poor areas and black neighborhoods. We know the history of this country. I'm an Italian man, and I will share this with you. I'm embarrassed to say this to an extent, but I can only be responsible for my actions. But a lot of my Italian brothers and sisters, and no offense to the ones who are innocent, but a lot of my Italian brothers and sisters are extraordinarily racist. For me, I can't stand anybody that's racist. But I'll share a little inside joke. You may or may not think that's funny. I won't use the H word, but I'll let you know that that's what I mean when I say this. A racist, I joked around a few times, but this is actually true. I wouldn't want to be a racist. But anyone who is, when they die, their spirit has to go in limbo. Because think about it. If they die, they can't go to heaven because the people they hate, all different pigmentations, whatever it is, the people they hate are in heaven. Some. Or a lot. They can't go to the other place that starts with an H and ends with an L. Same situation. The people they hate are there too. So where does a racist go? They go in limbo. And I think it would be God's perfect justice and karma if the racist actually had to be in limbo with the people they hate. The other ones who were also racist of all pigmentations and nationalities. You see, if you're racist, you really have no place to go. Oh, one last thing. I have put my life on the line consistently over the last 13 years. Because, quite honestly, I love people. When I first started doing Humanity Matters Live, I'll be honest, I wasn't the person I am today. I evolved where I was blessed. I don't know the answer. But I swear to you, and I swear to God, and you know what? Since we are going to church, hopefully, for the record, this is called a Bible here. For those of you who don't believe me, you say to put your left hand on the Bible. I swear to God, as God is my witness, and hopefully all of you, there's a reason why I'm talking to you for 3,000 hours. The reason why I want you to do this, $50 or less every week for 365 days out of a year, and each one corresponded, you write it down, and it turns out to be multiple years, but you can take it out once every 365 years if you want, 30%. I'm doing this because I don't want my African American brothers and sisters, or Black Americans, or Hispanics, or anybody to ever be known as anything other, or anybody other than Jane or Janita or Athena or Robert or whatever. You see, the great Satan isn't what some other countries call America. The great Satan is that even we who are white, I'm not white, but others who think I am, or Italian even, a lot of times we're racist against our own people. We say, well, we describe each other as, oh, the other Italian guy, or I have my son. He was talking to me about a year ago, and I asked him about one of his friends, and he said, he's a black guy. No, he's not. His name is Bob, or whatever his name is. We've got to stop this. Let's quit empowering the racist. Let's quit empowering evil. So I implore each and every one of you, I don't care if you edit this. I really don't. Do it with what you will with it. But do it. I want you to take that $50 out of your budget. As hard as it's going to be. It's hard on me. But if we're going to beat evil, and what's going on in America, and these theft of our democracy, the theft of human rights, really, we've got to get them where we can defeat them. And our lack of spending money will stop Trump in his tracks. It will supersede protests. It will supersede boycotts. It will supersede Congress. It will supersede the Supreme Court. Because when we don't go into the Walmarts, when we don't go into the Kmarts, when we don't go into the Targets, when we don't go into the high-end stores, those of you who are rich, and soon to be me, even though I don't have it coming yet, when we don't use that power, and we put it away, and we take it out of the economy, they will stop in their tracks. Now, if you don't believe me, keep this in mind. You're in church, you're in synagogue, you're in your temple, wherever you are. Pray about it. But every one of you, even the littlest of the children, needs to stop using all your money. Reduce it, even if it's buy a dime for a child that maybe only gets 50 cents. I can do it. I know you can. Hey, our ancestors and grandparents helped to stop a war in the 60s and create civil rights. Let us not lose this. Let us not lose everything. Because I'm telling you, this man is dangerous. So is the Republican Party. But make no mistake, the Democrats are almost equally as dangerous. And I'm not saying I don't like anybody, but we are going to take this country back, and in a way we never have. Simply by you and everybody you know reducing by $50 a week for at least a year. My name is Albert Torcaso. I believe we have the power to stop this evil. Yeah, this is a long video, so just edit it. Take a minute. In fact, let me just say this so that you can do that. Members of your congregation, of whatever denomination you happen to be, or business or organization, If you find that you don't agree with the way things are going on in America, or maybe you're a union or whatever you are, you're looking to increase jobs in America. You're in academia, wherever you are, whoever you are, but you reside in America. I'm asking each and every one of you to take $50 out of your budget from now and at least another full year, at least 365 days, every single pay period, take out at least $50 if you can. If you can't, take out less, but do it consistently out of the economy. I'm asking you to spread this word throughout your churches, your synagogues, your businesses, everywhere. The water cooler, on Facebook, on Twitter, everywhere that you can, everywhere that you are breathing. If you meet somebody down the street, tell them about this great plan. Share it, like it, comment. I don't care if I get credit or not. I would like to. But what is important is changing our lives, saving our lives. And frankly, I want everybody in America, regardless of their pigmentation, their national origin, or any of that nonsense. We are not any of those things. We are human beings. We are children of a higher power. We are children of God. And what's going on in this country and around the globe must stop. And I know a lot of people have lost hope. There are people that are in gangs doing all kinds of terrible things just to get by. I love gang members. I don't love their actions, but I love them. They are important to me. And I don't want to see another person get killed over drugs or turf or any of that. Principally, that happens because they don't have hope or they don't have money. We have the power to make all of that change. It may not happen overnight, but it surely will happen. And you can be a leader simply by starting this. Take a little bit of this video, watch it. If you're ministers, watch it, take notes, make it your own. Make it 3 minutes. I don't care. I care about you. I'm sick and tired, way past tired, of the abuse of my fellow Americans of any pigmentation. I am way past tired of this historic racism and everything else against illegal or legal immigrants. And it's just another example of evil. Without illegal immigrants and legal, there would have never been an America. We get rid of 11 million people, and I assure you, every inch of this country will suffer in ways that you cannot imagine. So ministers, imams, rabbis, pastors, priests, whatever you may be, 12-year-old child, share this with the planet. Yeah, I said the planet, including other countries. Let us bring our blessing to the planet. $50 or whatever else, if you're in another country, whatever that would amount to. Take it out of your economies. And you will see a blessing. Write it down every week, every pay period. The day, the date, maybe even the time and the year. 365 days. And when you have the inkling to use it for a medical emergency or food or whatever, just remember that if you do, evil starts to win. And since we're in church, synagogue, temples, wherever we are, corporate boardrooms even, because there's a lot of good corporations. Every time you are tempted or life comes in, Don't touch that money for any reason. And when you're tempted, think of that money as your insurance against evil. But when you touch it, you're touching evil. And I encourage all of you to pray on it. You can believe I will. I'm not losing the next election. I'm not having tens of millions of Americans denied their right to vote. And I'm certainly not going to accept criminal actions of other countries like Russia. Voter suppression by whomever it was. We don't have to anymore. We have the power to change it. You're $50 less every week. You share this. You make it your own. Make it 1 minute if you want to. I pray to God that you will do it. I pray to God you will hear what I say. If you have a better plan, you give me a call at 412-559-2731. Don't block your number. Hey, I'll tell you what. I'm not just a talk show host here in Pittsburgh. I'm a podcaster. If you come up with a greater plan, I will interview you so that we can get it to the most people on the planet. I thank you for your hours of time, but I implore you, let's not lose another American life due to this evil. Deny one more person their right to vote. But more importantly, let's make America greater than she ever was before. And we can do it. With God's help, we will do it. I love you. And I swear to God, I'm sorry, I don't swear to God. That's a terrible thing to say. I pray to God that you will do and see that I'm serious. And I pray to God that we save this nation. Because it's scary what's going on. I'm asking you. You're in church. You're here on YouTube. How much do you love the Lord thy God, Jesus Christ? And whatever faith you are. How much do you love the Lord thy God, Jesus Christ? Yourself, your family, your neighborhood, and your nation. The answer is going to be, if you do this and take the $50 out every week for a year, that will be your answer. If you do nothing, that will also be your answer. I love you. I'm Albert Torcaso. You take care of yourself, all right? I legally give you my permission to use this